when the snakes came in, I was like, I don't want to get bitten by a snake. And so I was like, my whole body was clenched. And when I got out, I was just coated in a film of sweat because I just lay there like being clenched and trying to get the key. And I was like,
screaming out of you. I couldn't believe it. Well, hello and welcome to...
Amber, I said do the intro. Vogue and Amber, the podcast. I'm back. Sorry,
She's
girls.
back.
I know girls and boys. I know you were looking for another Emma Doran, but you know what? I is back. So talk us through these glasses then, Amber. What's the crack?
I was influenced. It's called peer pressure. I was in work.
Influenced by the party shop. Where did you get them?
I don't there's this website you can order glasses, and I was like, okay, great, I'll get cheap glasses here. Just because I lost a pair of glasses on my way on a plane on one of my journeys, and I replaced those ones. I got Matt Damon style ones, but then my friend in work, but like she was sitting beside me, she's like, yeah, they're really cool. So I blamed Donna in work, and I got these ones and I got other ones. The other ones make me look my age, if not older. But these are what they are. So these live by my bed, and I put these on where nobody can see me. Unless, of course, I have company.
I don't think, that would be not
Never.
great for the old company. There's my room. Everything feels so nice when I see it again. I'm like, oh, there it is. You'd swear I was gone at like Tom Hanks vibes. I was only gone for like 2 weeks.
It was a long time. I was saying there was a couple of instances where I went to text you. I was like, oh shit, or to call you, and I was like, oh God, I can't do that. And there was one thing I really needed your advice about, and I can't remember what I did to get it sorted, but I sense checked it with other people. There were other people I could lead on, so that was reassuring for me.
What you're saying is I'm not needed, huh? Is that what we're getting here?
No.
Okay.
I made do with what I had access to in your absence is all it means.
Imo, did you miss me at least?
Oh, I really missed you.
Oh, that's nice.
It was weird watching you on the telly. It was like, oh, she's over there, but she's used to being here.
It was surreal. It was honestly surreal. I was like, like an excited child on Christmas morning.
Yeah, but I asked Louisa about loads of stories, and she was like, no, that wasn't in. It's the problem is it's a 42-minute show, and so you don't actually know what's being edited, but you're doing so much during the day and you're just being constantly filmed, so you think the things that they asked you in the Telegraph are going to be the ones that they use, but then I don't think that they used much of it.
Oh, you mean when like the Telegraph is like the diary room, is it?
Yeah, the diary room.
It's day 4 in the Big Brother house.
Well, I tell you what I saw before I went in. So I was walking along the beach, and I went for one swim on the beach one day, and I was like, this is lovely, I'll do this tomorrow. And then I was going for a walk on the beach that night, and we get a chaperone, so someone that's just with us all the time. We can't leave the hotel without the chaperone. You have to always be with them. And
oh my
so
God, it's like you're under house arrest.
I know, yeah. So she came for a walk with me.
What time are you getting over there? Sorry, just to interject right now. What time are you getting up over there? Because like, you put a video up earlier on of like saying congratulations to Spencer. So actually big bravo to Spencer on his Project 7 challenge.
Congratulations.
7 triathlons or Ironman in 7 continents in 21 days.
So the fastest ever person to do 7 triathlons in 7 continents, and then also the fastest person to do a triathlon on Antarctica.
The other night before he was about to start doing the Antarctica one, I was just like, we're all behind you, we're all super proud of you already. Be proud of what you've done. If it gets too much, just call it. And I think he misread what I said, because he was just like, I can't really call, the coverage isn't great. I was like, no, don't call me. Don't call me.
That's not very positive to send him into
no, I was
ultra.
saying that you've already done enough and we're all very proud of you. But then I turned off my phone. Well, not turned it off, but I put it on silent, went to sleep, and I woke up and I had 2 missed video calls.
Oh God, poor Spenny.
It was like when you came out the other night, I was like, oh God, I have to go sleep. What am I going to do? I'll send her a nice message and then put my phone on silent.
Listen, I didn't want to talk to anyone either straight away. I didn't take my phone out till like way later on in the day, and I bumped into Ruby today, and Ruby Ruby hasn't taken her phone out at all. She's like, how will I text you? She's like, we'll go for dinner tonight. And I already know that we're going to be going on the piss. But like, I'm going on the piss with Ruby back because I'm pretty happy about
That
it.
is going to be some night. But listen
And
to me,
her
back to my
husband,
question.
who's sound. I wasn't finished telling you the other story, by the way. We're
I know,
jumping
but
all over
before
the
you
gas.
finish the other story, because I'll forget, I have a very bad, with certain things I have a very bad memory. I'm like a goldfish like you. But what time are you getting up? Because you put up that congratulations to Spencer, and I was like, when I counted it, it would have been 4:30 your time, but it was like super bright.
No, I'm 10 hours behind. So it was, I got up at 6 a.m.
10 hours
today, so
ahead.
10 hours ahead, yeah. So I got up at 6 a.m. today because we were getting up so early in the jungle. They wake us up, time to campmates, time to get up at like 5:30 in the morning. So I'm just used to getting up early. But I stayed up last night because I'm still, listen guys, I'm still into All's Fair. Everyone's slagging it off. I'm still watching it last ep. I'm on the last ep. And I think it's being recommissioned. So I'm very pleased about that in spite of what everyone else said about it.
That's a bit mad now with the reviews coming out. Come here. And how did Ginge and H manage to stay in bed then? If you're all were they not getting in trouble for
So
staying in
they
bed?
would just stay in bed until like the very last minute before Ant and Deck would come into the camp.
Oh, that's naughty.
I don't know how, because everyone was just milling around. But saying that at night, so you had to go into the Telegraph before you went to bed. So they'd call people up every, like, there'd be like a person an hour. Like it was just very slow, but everyone had to go in, so you had to wait up. But like, I just lie in my bed and fall asleep with just everybody around me talking because you were so wrecked.
I know. Yeah, that reminds me. Just speaking of Australia, when we did the backpacking, so we did the whole East Coast from like, where is it? The place Brisbane all the way up to Cairns, and like you'd have to go sleep with music on because you'd be lying, because you'd be staying in hostels and stuff like that. So you just put a plate. Well, what was it? Was it back in not Discman? What were those other things that we had?
An MP3 player.
Some form of an MP3 player, yeah. So you go sleep, listen to music, you get used to it.
Anyway, let me tell you, we'll go back to the
Oh,
jungle
yeah,
in a
sorry.
second. So before I went into the jungle, and me and Rosalina are going for a walk along the beach, and there's all these people crowded around something. I was like, oh my God, what's that? So obviously straight over, it was this like 12-foot long snake, the biggest snake I've ever seen, with barnacles all over it. It was a sea snake. I didn't know there were sea snakes out in the sea over there. I never got back in it again. And supposedly they have a real problem with bull sharks, and a woman got killed like about a week ago from a bull shark.
What's the difference between a bull shark and a regular shark?
Well, there's no just regular sharks. They all have a name, like a great white shark, a tiger shark. There's no regular sharks.
Flathead. Is there a flathead shark?
There's a hammerhead shark, if that's the one that you're talking about. Gosh.
Sorry, what size was this big snake, and was it dead?
No. So then this man, I nearly went over to touch it because it looked dead with barnacles and moss all over it.
Oh, would it, like,
and then
bite
it
you or
moved,
eat
and I
you?
was like, ah! It moved. I was like, fuck!
But are they dangerous? Like, would they wrap themselves around and choke you and squeeze you
Well,
to death?
I don't know it. I must Google it. I don't know what it does. But then this man got a stick and was trying to like lead it back into the ocean, and then it slithered off in the sea. And I thought, I won't be getting him back there. Sharks are one thing, but snakes in there, because God knows I'm frightened of snakes. I did not realise how frightened of snakes I was. My good Lord.
That's what happened with Spenny when he was doing his Cape Town swim. He said it scared the absolute bejesus out of him that he could feel things brushing up against him. And it was sea lions. It was like Sammy the seal from down in the harbour.
They were brushing against him.
I sound like Tom.
I'm not Tom. I love Tom.
Oh, come here. Was it not really weird when he was like, all right, mate, how's it going? And he started
Scared
talking.
the fucking shit out of me. I was like, what? My sweet Tom, who's that?
Vogue, I'm sorry. And I couldn't handle it. Him and Ruby going and bathing together and singing together. What the fuck?
I'm gonna ask her about it now. I'm sure there were tongues or something. There were defo tongues. I'm gonna ask her about that tonight. They were sharing a toothbrush at one point. I was like, guys, come on, just don't bother. One of you just don't brush your teeth, because it's worse to share the toothbrush. I was like, this is grim.
Some things you were all getting a little bit too close in there. Oh my God.
Why? Who else was getting close?
Shaving each other's faces.
Well, it was my salon. I was shaving the girls. I thought, I'll do the shaving. I won't shave on telly. And even like we had this tiny little hand mirror that we were allowed to use. It was a bit frightening, so you didn't really want to look at it anyway. But like, I could just see loads of like, I needed to squeeze spots, and I was like, I can't do it on telly, just in case I get caught. And like, they put that out of me, just sitting there squeezing spots.
What, you'd wedge the mirror somewhere so you could do it?
No, I didn't do it. I just didn't squeeze pots because I'd have to go into the dunny to do that. It's the only place that you had a bit of privacy. There was nowhere that you were like alone. You were just permanently being filmed all the time, and you'd be in the shower. And you'd just hear and the camera would just turn to face you. You'd be like, oh God. And because you couldn't obviously take your bikini off, you're like just trying to wash your arse and stuff with your bikini still on. I was like, I can't wait for a naked shower.
So with the dunny, if someone had an upset oh my God, if someone had an upset tummy and it was coming out the back end, could you hear that from the dunny? Like, was the dunny far enough away?
No, it was pretty far away, but it absolutely reeked all the time. So it didn't matter who had gone in, or it didn't matter if you went in after somebody. You were just like pooping in a bucket.
They didn't even have, like, you know, all the blue stuff that you see in it, like, what's that thing called? Portaloo.
Yeah, there was a bit of blue stuff down there, but it all has to be like all natural ingredients because you're in the jungle. But like, I had no issues with the dunny. I was like, I just kept my regular schedule. I don't know how I managed that, but I did. I was thrilled. It's a massive feat in there because there was a few people who had there's certain times that things happen to people. So around day 4, people will still not have gone and they're desperate to go to the toilet, so they'll give you like little bits of extra things in your diet, like when you get the stars in, and then day 5 is when everyone cries. So I cried on day 5 as well.
I saw you saying that somewhere. What? It's just in terms of the emotions that just usually happens.
Yeah, because you're tired and you're in there. And then Jack was saying day 10, something happens, it's your hardest day. But I didn't find day 10 to be my hardest day, to be honest.
Are you glad to be back to us?
Well, I really just want to go home, to be honest. And I feel a bit bad that I'm sitting here in a lovely hotel and like going out for dinner with Ruby and her husband and Louisa tonight and having a good time. And I'm just like, I just really want to go home to the kids so bad. But you have to stay till the end.
Embrace it until you return to the madness. I've had some gas crack talking to Mom and Neil about how they're getting on with the kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, one of the things I was saying it last week on the pod too, Many Bessie and Adoran, I was saying that Neil was like,
you'll never hear from her again. She likes me, not you.
She goes, actually she did. She messaged me. She said, here, I'm mad about you.
Oh God, yeah, Roy, I don't believe it. Show me it.
Basically what Neil said to me, he messaged me one morning, or no, he called me because obviously I didn't have you. I really was struggling without the 7 a.m. phone call, so I didn't have you. So I texted him at 7 and he didn't call me till 8. But anyway, he was like, Amber, it's like pandemonium here. I'm looking at hotels now as we speak. The little fella Otto, he wakes up at 5:15, just starts shouting nonsense, singing to himself. And then Mom will go in and get him. But he's absolutely like, I think he's kind of borderline bullying Mom.
Well, Otto, she said he slept till 7:15 yesterday morning and then 10 to 7 today. So she's pretty happy now. He's gotten back into the swing of things. But she was going into him. You don't go into him. You just say, Otto, go back to sleep. And he goes back to sleep. I would never get up with him at 5:15 in the morning. Absolutely no way.
Well, you need to warn people because I did that as well. Going into him. Come into mine and watch Chicky Ricky. No. It's petrified of me.
So what do you want to know? Hit me. Anything. Probably nothing.
No, I do. Well, I've asked a couple of questions. Okay. So what I want to know, obviously you and Tom were late into the camp. Mm-hmm. And you're put in charge. I felt like that put you on the back foot.
Yeah.
In terms of, people are territorial. They're already starting to form bonds. And then 2 new people come in. And not only just 2 new people come in, but 2 new people come in to boss you around.
Were they annoyed when we came in? Because I haven't seen any of that yet.
Oh, there was one comment that Jack made, which was, you can't come in halfway through the movie and decide to stop it or pause it or change the movie.
Oh, Jackaroo!
He felt a bit of a, I can't remember what the word was he used, but he was, and then, but all it takes is one person to say something like that to kind of like influence other people, but anyway, and then obviously what also, in terms of when you guys are being in charge of the camp, you guys had to like assign everyone chores, and that you had no knowledge of what the chores were. You weren't watching the show. And like you didn't know what was good, what was bad. Well, what was deemed good, what was deemed bad. And then like obviously some people had already kind of like bedded into certain chores they were doing. Like Jack loves the cooking. You can even see now at the moment he's just like he can't keep himself away from it. And I saw a clip last night, and Ginge was like, "Do I see you?" And I don't. That's probably not the right accent. You're not wearing the apron, so you're not in the kitchen. So buzz off, basically. Oh yeah, sorry. That's what he said. He said he felt resistance to your and Tom Tom coming
Well,
in.
actually, I did. It took me a while to get to know Jack, but then I actually really liked him. Like, he's a really solid, like, he's very interesting stories. He's really open with stuff. Like, he's been sober for 10 years and he was just telling me
Wow.
all stuff about that and everything. He's actually, yeah, he's really interesting. He's really, I said to him, I was like, I just didn't expect you to be like this. I thought you'd be wild, but like, you're this like fully domesticated person that's just like gets it, and he's not lazy, and he does loads of stuff, and he was like he'd be a good person to live with. Well, he was a good person to live with, because essentially you are living with people. Now, I did like living with everybody, I have to say, but like I kind of spread myself around. I wouldn't say that like I was like bonded specifically to one person. I probably had like a little bit of more of a bond with Tom, I think, because we came in late together and I just really liked Tom's company. But I kind of spread myself around because it was nice to just go and talk to different people all the time.
Tom was having his little love tryst with fucking Ruby.
Yeah, I didn't want to get involved in that. The first day that we went out to the pool, I was like, they were quoting poetry, and I was like, I'll just leave you guys to it. See you later.
She was quite good at that. And come here to me. I didn't realise, Vogue, how scared of snakes you were. Oh my God.
No, neither did I. I couldn't believe it.
It was
I was
probably off your encounter, based off the back of your encounter on the beach.
Well, I'll tell you what else happened though. Before we went in, like you get this talk from the rangers, and they're like telling you like to be careful with the animals and treat the animals kindly and with respect and all this kind of stuff. And then he was like, and with these animals, because you don't know I didn't know what was going in with me, because you're not told anything. They put a towel over your head when you leave the jungle, and you have to just look at the ground and hold someone's shoulder, and just because they don't want you to see anything around you. Yeah. But then
Why?
he was like, so you just
what are they
don't
trying to
see
hide?
anything. Oh, they're hiding all the good stuff, because like even some of the stuff like with Wrecking Balls of Rage that I did, I had seen some of the brown balls, and I was like, I wonder what that's for. So you'll see glimpses, so that's why they kind of cover us up. But the ranger was like to me before the snakes, he was like, so whatever critters or animals go in with you, don't lean on them because they'll bite. And I was like, fucking hell. When the snakes came in, I was like, I don't want to get bitten by a snake. And so I was like, my whole body was clenched. And when I got out, I was just coated in a film of sweat, because I just lay there like being clenched and trying to get the key. And I was like,
Screaming out of you. I couldn't believe it. And then obviously I liked when they pitted you all against one another. Everyone had a rival and stuff like that. And obviously,
Yeah.
like, I couldn't believe that you ate those pig brains. I couldn't do that without a glass of water.
well, yeah, and my mouth is a bit dry because the water you drink in there is boiled water, and it just
So
tastes
it's
like
always warm.
silt. Sometimes it's hot. And it's like it just tastes like smoke. And they're like, drink more water, you need more water, and you're like, bah. So the pig's brain, I had like a bit of a like mini panic attack the night before because I couldn't sleep. So I got like 2 hours sleep or something because I just had a full on meltdown, and they're very good and they helped me and all that kind of stuff, and I was fine the next day. But like I ate the pig's brain so fast because I was like, I have to have a good night's sleep tonight. I cannot end up in Doomsville or I'll pass away and die. So I was like eating for my life. I was like, I've got to make sure I've got a decent bed.
And then the other one you did very, very well in terms of like downing all those, that like smoothie that they made you all. And like, I've just watched it. Some people were absolutely shite at that.
Well, here's the thing. We all thought the worst would be the fermented fish and the fish eyes. And that's what Kelly chose for me. So I was like, oh, God, it's going to be the worst. But it was actually very liquidy. So like things like the pig's vagina and stuff were more lumpy. So I was actually kind of grateful for the fermented fish and fish eyes, even though it was so disgusting. And when I puked it back up, it was all I could taste. And then burping all day with just like fish breath. I was like, oh.
That's what I get when I take my fish supplement.
Oh, times that 1,000. I was literally like, and every time I burped, I'd be like,
I mean, you can say now you've vomited live on television.
I know I hadn't done that yet, so I was really happy about that.
The Wrecking Ball. So when I was watching that, I was like, do you remember Takeshi's Castle? But most people liken that to, there's another show quite similar to that. I think it's an American one called
White bait.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my God, Vogue, that was like made for you. And like, considering what day, because obviously you're wrecked, but like, fuck me, you smashed it. And I think you tricked that, do you call them all Ranger? You tricked that guy when he tried to throw the ball.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
say
yeah.
he was livid, and you were like, I remember your face, I'm coming for you. He was so
I was like,
unimpressed.
after I had done them, I would be like, And I was like, I just was like, at 5 stars, I was like, maybe that'll be fine for camp. I was so in bits. I couldn't believe I got the 11. I didn't, when I got the first one, I was like, there's no way I can get 11 of these. There is absolutely, I don't know anyone who could do. And then I just kept going. I loved that one though. That was a lot of fun.
There was 2 bashes. There was one bash you had around your kind of your hips, your waist. I was like, oh, like, and you were like, I winded. And then the other one was on your chest, but you were wearing like a life jacket. So I thought that might kind of save you a bit of the impact.
I did face plant into that little, the bridge that went across.
That's why you had your
At one
hands on the
point.
last one you went sliding.
Yeah, because I had face planted the time before that. Yeah, my ribs are still like a little bit sore, but that was a lot of fun. I really liked that one. You love go to the trials. I thought I'd want to avoid all the trials because you're so scared of what you're going to face. But actually, just to get out of camp and do something, it made such a difference.
Yeah, big time. But that was my one concern with you, is that like you're so busy all the time, and I was concerned that there was just a lot of waiting around or sitting around, not waiting around, more so sitting around. And then I was kind of conscious of the fact that obviously you love to do your training every day. But then I saw you doing some squats and whatnot, and lovely Tom getting involved too.
Tom's absolutely riffed. Yeah, but that's why I did so many chores. So like, even though you were assigned chores, I'd just kind of sneakily go and collect wood and stuff because it was so far away, and it kind of felt like a bit of exercise, but it was something to do as well.
Yeah.
When you weren't getting out of the camp.
It's important to keep yourself.
Yeah, I enjoyed everyone's company, and I'm looking forward to seeing. I think it's this will be already out. It's a double eviction tomorrow, and all the families are going in tonight.
So hold on, who's left now? So it's Tom, Shona, H, Ginge.
Why does everyone forget Jack? Oh, I keep doing that. It's so strange because
So
he's
would
actually like a big part of camp, and like I keep doing that as well. Every interview I've done, I'm like naming who I think is going to go out next, and I just forget to mention Jack.
Well, I kind of feel then, would I say him and Shona or him and Tom? Maybe him
I
and
don't
Tom.
think Tom will go. I thought Tom would be in the final. No.
I think Ginge has it.
Well, Ginge has it. Don't forget, there's 3 people in the final.
Yeah, but I still think Ginge is. I think the final might be
Ginge,
Ginge,
H,
and Shona.
Shona.
Yeah, I kind of do. Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
Lisa.
Oh, God, Jesus, we forgot about Lisa as well. Maybe Lisa, H, and Ginge. But there, I feel like just in terms of like...
Oh, I would say Tom, Ginge, and H. I'd love Tom to be in the final.
But obviously then as well, just before you came out, like it would drive me up the wall if people were being lazy and not like pulling their weight. 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, I know, that was so momish, wasn't it? I looked at the back and I was like, because we'd had that conversation like 4 times about just doing the dishes, and then when there were rats in camp, like they were like, you have to wash your dishes, like they had to.
There
say
was
to us
2 rats.
I know, and I was like, I don't want to eat out of rat stuff, and so then I was like, come on, we've just got to, like, if you really don't want to do the dishes, I'll do the dishes.
It's
But they have
frustrating
to
having
get
the same
done.
conversations again and again. And the
But
thing about it,
but Ginge and H are younger, you know what I mean? And I just can't imagine they do that kind of stuff at home. And I'm such a neat freak as well. So like I just like everything to be really neat and tidy. And like I'm probably annoying like that as well. But it's just the way I am. And I was exactly how I am, but at home. But anyway, doesn't matter. I'm gonna keep eating out of mugs. So
it's that saying, you don't know someone until you live with them. And the reality is as well though, Vogue, anyone else who was on Wash Up before those 2, I couldn't even tell you who was on Wash Up before those 2 because nobody said a peep in terms of.
it was
they
me
just
and
got on
Tom
with it.
me and Tom did it for 5 days.
And did you have to do it like 3 times a day? Yeah.
Yeah, you had to, because there's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so you have to wash everything, and you just have to get it done, because otherwise rats and and at one point when Lisa and Ruby were doing it, we started washing our because you've got these 2 water tanks, and one of them's brown water that's not boiled, so it's not for drinking, but you can wash your plates. We started washing our plates with that water, but then there were rats all around the water, so we had to stop doing that. So like, you just had to walk down. It was a bit of, listen, all the jobs were a bit difficult. The easiest one ended up being the dunny, but I never really wanted to do that because I'd rather do the harder ones than the smelly ones.
The water one you
Smelly.
said was the hardest one.
Yeah, the water was relentless. My God.
Did you ever just pipe in there? Smelly.
No, I said that, smelly.
Oh.
It's time for sister cards.
Well, I don't think so. I actually wanted to play a little game first.
Okay, I feel uncomfortable, but fine. Hit me.
We're continuing on talking about the recent show you were on. What was the name of it again?
I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here.
Nobody actually said it.
No, it was against the rules to say you couldn't say that. There was no way you could have put dog shit on me and I still wouldn't have said it. There's no way. It was like, it didn't even, but funnily, it didn't even cross my mind. It's the last thing that I was thinking of when you're doing stuff. You're just like, nah.
What is it like? It's a safe word that people use when they're doing sexy time things. Well, stuff that your man Christian Grey would be doing to you, you know?
Well, that would be a long, you'd get yourself in a bit of trouble if you had to say that whole sentence. It's usually just a word.
Banana! Actually, too many syllables in that. Okay. And a bit of a weird one to use, especially considering if it would be in a sex game. Okay, anyway, moving on. This game is called Finish the I'm a Celeb sentence. So you have to, I begin the sentence and you've guessed it, you finish the sentence. So the worst thing I had to eat was
pig's brain.
One moment I'll remember forever will be
lying in a box of snakes.
I was most surprised by
being sprayed with fish water. Did you see that one?
Oh, that's when it. Yeah.
I can't describe the smell. I was trying to run away from myself, and like I was standing beside H, and I was like, and then I'd like move away from him, and then I'd be like, oh my god, it's me. But to wash that out of our own clothes, I just reeked the whole time.
It was like me giving out about my colleague in work, thinking that he smelled, and it was actually dog shit on my shoe. Okay, the worst part about living in camp was
the eating was terrible. It was the rice tasted awful. It wasn't like your basmati rice. I think it was some kind of protein dense rice or something like that. It was absolutely vile.
To keep everything moving, you know, the bowel
and
movements.
I turned into the bin. I was talking to Kelly there earlier, and she was like, folk just hung around the bin all the time at dinner time because when they'd cut bits off, I would like, I'll eat that. Like chunks of the tomato going in. I was like, I'll have that one. And then I knew once people started offering me their leftovers that they were throwing out, I was like, oh no, I've turned into the dustbin. I can't be that. No. I'm that girl. They were like, folks, stop talking about rice. But I'd always be like, is everyone finished the rice? Can I finish the rice? Does anyone else want some before I finish the rice? Because everyone hated it even more than me, and I just try and eat it. You know what
they say, little pickers wear big knickers.
Well, I lost 3.6 kilos. Everyone's very interested in what I lost. I lost 3.6 kilos going
What's
in.
That in pounds? I don't do kilos.
What's that in pounds?
3.6 kilograms in pounds is nearly 8 pounds. That's a lot.
Wowee. And 14 pounds is a stone.
Well, I've already put on 2.
Listen. Okay, my age.
That's what that shows you that crash diets don't work, because I literally, it's basically I was on a crash diet, and then I came out and I put 2 kilos straight back on. I think honestly it was the next day that I put back on 2 kilos.
Coming from someone, if you want a bit of advice from someone who really is into health, well, and fitness, give up the booze and exercise regularly. That's how you lose weight, and also not completely
Are you talking about yourself saying that? What? Follow your own advice before you start dishing it out.
I'm not drinking that one. I am going for a few boozies tomorrow. I'll tell you about that later. But no, I think everything in moderation. Now, I to be honest with you, I need to stop eating so much crap. But anyway, the next question, it's not really a question. It's almost like a prompt. My H impression sounds like,
"You all right, mate? You all right, mate? Kid." He does say our kid.
Does he?
They were talking about somebody, and I was like, who we were doing the washing up. I was like, who's our kid? Because they were saying something about somebody. Because no one really said anything nasty to anyone. And they're like, and our kid said that to us. And I was like, who are you talking about? And they told me. I was like, oh, so every time you say that, that's who you're talking about.
What does it mean? I don't get it. Am I supposed to get it?
So they were talking about somebody in the camp and disguising their name with our kid.
Oh,
yeah,
clever.
Yeah.
The scariest moment was...
The scariest moment for me was Oh, just before all the cockroaches came in, because I got hypnotized against cockroaches because I am mortally frightened of cockroaches. Like, we were in Spain in the summer and there's a cockroach in my mom's bathroom and I wouldn't sleep in the same room. Like, Spenny just had to stay. I was like, I'm not sleeping in this room now because there's a cockroach in the bathroom and I wouldn't sleep there. And then knowing that because you can smell them before you can see them, so I was like, I just know it's gonna happen. And then crickets bite non-stop. They just bite you the whole time. It's so annoying.
We used to go collect, you know, remember, like, was it me and Frederick, we used to get geckos, we used to get grasshoppers, like,
Yeah,
is
I
that
don't
not
think I
you
got
two involved
with
in that? Okay,
No, I don't think
so I'll definitely keep in touch with
Ruby for sure. Probably all of them. We're all going to join a WhatsApp group, but I'm going for dinner with Ruby tonight. She lives close to me and Tom lives close to me, so they're the ones that I'll see the most.
Oh, Ruby lives in London.
Yeah. She lives like 20 minutes from me and Tom lives like 5 minutes from me, so I'll see them all the time probably.
I did not know Ruby lived in London. Okie dokie. The thing I missed most about home was
The kids.
Okay, moving on, I suppose.
Then you, then Spencer.
Good save. My personal jungle highlight was
Personal jungle highlight was kind of overcoming my fears in general and overcoming like having to sleep outside, and the shower is like being put under. I was like, are they doing this to us on purpose, or is this just the shower? Is there like, where is the water coming from? It was so cold. You'd get in and you'd be like, no. I'm like, how does anyone have an attractive looking shower scene? I don't get it.
Le carte dessert.
Okay, you get to ask one celebrity one question. What's the celeb and what's the question? Oh God.
Okay, so
I'm not massively interested in celebs.
Listen, Vogue. That is I, not you.
What?
I'm not interested in celebs. Do you not remember?
I'm not really that interested in celebs. I don't. Oh, why? Because I once asked Jamie Redknapp for a picture in the airport. Now you just say that I love celebs. I was 12. Like, give it a break.
You weren't. You were 17.
I was not 17. You can get
You were
lost.
16 or 17. You were definitely not 12. Vogue.
You were 16 when we went to, what's it called?
Porto in Sardinia.
Yes.
No, I wasn't. I think with celebrities, I was trying to think about this when I was trying to wake up this morning. I felt like I was a bear coming out of hibernation. But anyway.
You looked like it. You know, that battered old bear. That
I didn't think that was going to be a video call when you called me. I did not think that was a video call, but hey ho. You'd obviously go for one like you could say, oh, I'd ask OJ if he's Chloe's dad, or did he do it to Nicole? Who else would have some juicy gossip that nobody knows the answer to?
Well, Epstein. Not meaning to bring the mood down, but like it'd be good to find out certain things.
Okay, so if you had to pick one dessert to eat every day, what would it be?
Sticky toffee pudding, I think. I mean, it's so delicious. Or a brownie, because I like having chocolate every day.
What's that cheesecake? The big one.
The baked cheesecake.
Yes, baked cheesecake. Or what about what's that one where they I was going to say flambe. It's not flambe. It's a real basic one, but I love
creme brulee.
Thank you. Yeah, love it.
Oh, I could do a creme brulee because I love. Do you remember I used to eat half a tub
custard.
of Bird's custard a night?
Frickin' yum.
Oh, I love. But like, if you get homemade custard, which obviously I never make, I just wait till I go out somewhere or someone gives it to me. I would drink that till the cows come home.
Okay, something that you have a love-hate relationship with?
Ooh.
I think you should answer this one first, so it might give me an idea of how to answer it.
I was going to say maybe sleep, because I love sleep and I love when I get a really good sleep, but then I hate sleep when I don't get a good sleep because then it makes me really anxious.
Yeah, I wish I said that one.
Amber, get your own personality, okay?
I would say mine would be exercise, because I love how I feel when I've done exercise, but I absolutely hate doing it.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I kind of like doing it, so.
I know, I don't. It's just like, oh, God, back to this crap. Okay, what's the most boring thing you've ever experienced? I mean, maybe a play that I've been to.
There were some boring moments in the jungle, but I don't know if it's the most boring thing I've ever experienced. But like, you were just so tired, and if you didn't get to go out and do a task or a trial or
Bush tucker trial or a challenge or whatever.
a challenge, a challenge, you could like sometimes some people be in there for 3 days, like just sitting in the camp, and it's really small, and you just be like, oh god.
I don't know if it's a boring thing, but you know sometimes that you commit to do something and then you're sitting there and you're in the midst of doing whatever this is and you're just like, F this. I really shouldn't have agreed to do this. Why did I do this? And you're like, and like, yeah, when you're trying to think of things to busy your mind. Yeah, no, I've been in that situation a good few times.
Sometimes in lectures when I'd be in uni, I'd be like, oh god, I can't keep my eyes open, and I'd be just
That's
so
the
bored that
worst.
I'd be like, please get me out of here.
I have to get up and go to the toilet or just put a chewing gum in my mouth, anything to kind of snap me out of it. Then what's the craziest thing you've done to impress someone?
I kind of don't bother trying to impress people. What's the point?
I remember at an after party I was trying to do backflips. It really hurt my coccyx. That's your tailbone. But that wasn't just someone, that was everyone.
Hello, listeners. I've been out for dinner because the internet went down. There was actually an internet outage everywhere, and all our stuff stopped. And now, well, I'm a bit drunk. Isn't that funny?
And why the F not? For you, it is Friday night. For us, it is Friday afternoon lunchtime.
Yeah, I went out for dinner with Ruby and her husband and Louisa, my manager, and we all had lots of margaritas.
Yeah, Louisa just texted me there and I couldn't make sense of her text. Well, I brought someone to say hello to you. He said he's very proud of you. You did great in the jungle. Didn't you, Dad?
She's got a picture of my father.
That's his favourite place, was to go into town on Christmas to see the lights in his Lansdowne jacket.
Yeah,
actually, no. Do you know what he would have?
Do
you know what he would have said to you? You did fucking shite.
Yeah, he would have. Because I came out third, he would have been like, you're a bloody embarrassment is what you are.
He wouldn't have. But anything that would have been in the paper, he would have been down showing his friends all the papers. Look at her. See her? She's mine. So be very proud of yourself. Anyway.
It's important, if you're Irish, you'll understand this. It's important that when you insult somebody, you have to follow up quickly with a compliment, like Amber just did. You give it, then you take it away.
No, you take it, then you give. So you finish on a high, you finish on a positive. So yes, apologies for that little break, but you were undisturbed by that break. It was us poor Imo having a meltdown. So I was talking.
Imo's got a tough at it today. She does.
I think
the internet in Australia is good, but it's just not letting us do the pod for more than 15 minutes at a time, so we have to keep stopping.
So we have 2 more sister cards to finish out. We're not doing the one about what would you rename your pets and kids, because that is not relevant to me. And I'll be having words
it
with
is
Pete.
relevant to me, so I'm going to talk about it. And Amber, it's not my fault that you won't rescue an animal. I keep sending you animals to rescue, and you're just so selfish and greedy. All you care about is yourself.
I'm not. It's actually selfless that I won't get one, because I'm not here.
No. Cats go out on their own. Louise was telling me her cat sometimes goes off for 24 hours and comes back. That cat, you could just get a cat flap. You're selfish. Remember Frank? He was this old cat and his owner died and no one would take him, and Amber wouldn't take Frank.
Where do you envisage the bloody cat flap going? Do you not think I'm scared enough in this house on my feckin' own? I just have words with myself. When I hear strange noises, like the other night I went upstairs and I obviously forgot I'd been in the kitchen.
There's definitely somebody trying to rob
Shut
the house
up.
last night, Sarah.
And I went back down to the kitchen. I was going back down the stairs and I could see the kitchen lights. I was like, hello? Anyone here? So then I was thinking back to my steps, and my steps where I went into the kitchen first. So it was me who put the light on.
Well, now remember, and I'm not trying to scare you, but remember
You are,
that
obviously.
time. I'm not, I swear, but I was in the house and I was like, Megan? And I actually went downstairs and I was like, Michael, and that's Megan's boyfriend. And I was like, I 100% had heard voices, and I was like, that's the weirdest thing. I definitely.
Do you know how often there's these motion sensor lights in the hallway in the hallway downstairs and the hallway upstairs? And I can't tell you, any night I wake up, those lights outside my door are on.
Oh, please, God. Oh,
it's like something like the Ring, you know, scurrying around.
I don't know if I could stay in that house.
Shut the F up. I'm here for the weekend on my own. Anyway, moving on. Let's finish out the sister cards.
I've always got someone in the house. Like I'm going away for for Christmas, and I'm like, I've already got someone lined up. Someone's in the house in London. There's just always someone there. Amber was like to me, "We put up the Christmas tree in Dublin." I was like, "No, because Megan's having Christmas there, so she'll have to put it up."
Fair enough. Absolutely fair enough. That is a massive undertaking. So listen,
Like you'd know anything about it. You've never done it.
Oh Jesus! Hold on.
Who's up behind you?
Shut up, folk! That's too scary. There's someone there. Hold on.
Oh God, imagine we saw a murderer in the background there. Like, what would we do? I'd shut my laptop. I couldn't watch that.
So anyway, the first question is, what is the fun?
Oh no, I want to talk about the kids one because me and Spenny, when we were
yes.
naming Theodore, we called him Teddy the whole time he was in my tummy, and then I wanted to call him Freddie, after my dad, and Spenny was like, no, we're not doing that because what about Michael, Spenny's brother? So then we ended up calling him Theodore Frederick Michael, but I wish we'd called him Freddie because I loved the name Freddie, and I would have loved if he was called after my dad, but my mom mightn't have liked him then because she didn't like my dad.
And then don't forget that you wanted to call one of the kids Amber, and he also would not allow that.
Well, I didn't want to, I thought about it, and he said, no, we're not calling him the kid after your sister.
Right, well, listen, it's a great name.
There's chances of another child.
I think Ambi's a nice name. Anyway, so what is the funniest insult you've ever heard? I don't know if it's an insult, but
how's your gee for the gallop?
No, there's another one that's even worse than that. How's your gash for a bash? But anyway, we might not include that. That's just. Well, it's not a slag. It's not a personal insult. But I don't know if I should say who said this to me. So there was a dinner organised with a load of people, and basically someone sent me a message and said, "Enjoy that dinner. I'd rather eat my own shit."
Oh, wow. Have you know the way it's obviously Christmas coming, you know the song Feliz Navidad? Have you seen the meme where it's like all I can hear is Police Navidad? Did you see her Scouse accent doing it?
Sorry, okay. Then the last thing is, what's the oldest thing you own?
Oh God, I have Dad's clothes and stuff still. I still have his deck shoes. I still have his I have a Lacoste jumper of his that I wear sometimes if I'm feeling sad.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
I can't I don't really know. Like I've kind of gotten good at throwing stuff out. Maybe, yeah, I don't know, maybe a shirt or a jumper or a pair of trousers. Nothing very interesting. Okay, do you want to do the agony amb?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, agony amb time. Welcome back, Vogue. Amber, you were amazing with Emma on the pod last week, but Emma thinks you're a wanker. I wanted to write in because I'm pissed off at my family. I was left out of a family gathering. Oh, I wouldn't like that. It's me, my mum, my brother, and my sister. We all live quite close, less than an hour away from each other. My mum and brother decided to go for lunch and invited my sister, but I didn't hear anything about it until after it happened. Just the three of them, not me. Could you imagine going for lunch and only inviting 2 of your 3 kids? They said they thought I was busy, but I wasn't, and I was literally 20 minutes away. It hurt not to even get a text. I said I was fine, but I'm still annoyed and wanted to get your take on it. Oh my God, if I was pissed off, they would know about it.
I would, if that was me, I would be bothered by that. And I think it's on the basis that I'm just generally quite inclusive. I wouldn't exclude people, and I think that's the way we all are in our family, the more the merrier. Sometimes we get a little bit too inclusive.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes we're like, oh God, who invited them? You're sitting beside them. That happens sometimes. But I would definitely say it to them because I think that's a little bit mean and you don't want it to happen again. No way. I wouldn't know what that feels like in your position because I'm always the one invited. Amber, maybe you can advise.
No, I don't get excluded. Actually, I'm in the mix, and I actually sometimes say no, thank you very much. I'm okay. I'm busy. I would just say it to them, and then they won't do it again. With stuff like this, I think when you harbour kind of like annoyance about things, it kind of like just bubbles under the surface.
It builds.
Yeah, and it's just like there's no point, I think, because what happens is you can be assertive, you can be passive, or you can be aggressive. And if you are assertive, that's just addressing something in a calm way. If you're passive, which is what you're doing right now because you're not addressing it, passivity, or if you're passive, what ends up happening is you essentially bypass being assertive and you just end up being aggressive because you will end up making kind of snidey remarks and stuff like that. So I think it's always best to try and be assertive.
Yeah, agree. Well, everyone, that's it. We finally got through it. We've had to stop recording 3 times during this pod, and now it's here, and you'll never have to hear any of it, thank God. But poor Emma, her weekend's gone now. That's it. She's just going to spend the weekend editing.
Sorry, Emma. We love you.
Also, I want to say to everyone, thank you so much for being really sound. Like, I genuinely mean that, because sometimes, I don't know, when you're on TV, people can be a bit mean, and I think that everyone was just so nice, and I just got so many nice messages. I'm still getting nice messages, and it's just actually a joy to see, and it's unexpected, and it's very lovely, and I think you're all deadly, so thank you very much.
And you're deadly too, Vogue. Okie dokie, thank you so much, guys.
And you're deadly.
Oh,
and Emma, you're deadly.
Perfect. Wonderful.
We're all deadly.
We're all great.
See you later.
Thanks a million, guys. Bye.